The rule of 5 for wellness and trade-offs. Welcome to BFAB Made Simple, your daily dose of inspiration designed to help you reinvent yourself by optimizing your body and mind. I am Maria Horstman, a health editor and coach, a fitness trainer, a speaker, and an entrepreneur, founder of BFABU.com. Our episodes are short and will bring you valuable content and practical nuggets for optimal health and fitness that you can implement ASAP. Let's get you to feel fabulous every day. Are you ready? Check out the show notes to 1, schedule a free call with me to discuss a plan to take your health to the next level. 2, submit a question to be featured in our Ask Me Anything episodes on Sundays. Connect with me on social media and much more. Hit the subscribe button, and if you like what you hear, share with your friends and leave it a rating. The rule of 5 for wellness and trade-offs. Well, doesn't that sound exciting? Hello, this is Maria, your coach here at BFABU, and welcome back to the BFABU Made Simple. And today we are going to wrap up our mini-series about habits that we started a few episodes ago. And I think these 2 items that we're going to talk today are really fundamental and critical to the success of anyone's life journey as far as their growth and their achievements and so on. And let me just say this as a disclaimer. I'm not sitting here and saying that I'm perfect, because no, I'm not perfect. I'm here figuring out as much as you do. Maybe I might be a few steps ahead of you. Maybe you are steps ahead of me. It doesn't matter. I believe this is a growth journey, and I'm full into it. And I hope you're too. And since this is a podcast for health and wellness and fitness, which is really celebration of your health, celebration of your energy, celebration of your accomplishments in life, celebration of your wealth, because there is no wealth without health, we got to talk about 2 critical things, which are kind of consistency and trade-offs. So that's what we're going to dive in a minute here. Until then, I want to tell you that I completed my flush, my liver flush. That was the night of Wednesday night to Thursday, and I have a lot to say about it. And it's not going to be today, so I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 episodes about a liver flush and importance of it and so on. But I want to give you that highlight, and I'm excited to be done with it because I was in a little bit of pain, and it's nothing related to the liver flush itself. It's a combination of things that happen and the timing it happened, because this is my 3rd time doing the flush. So each time has been unique. But I don't care if there is pain or discomfort, because this is me understanding about my body. And my job as a health and wellness coach is to motivate you to stay tuned to your body, to release of stimulants and anything that is going to mask and put a Band-Aid to what your body is telling you. And be really in a journey of embracing, learning what your body is and what it takes to feel awesome. So anyway, I wanted to share that. So that is coming sometime soon. I will put it down. And in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, this conversation about habits. And you're in for a treat today. Let's talk about 2 things that I know you will love to hear. Consistency and trade-offs. Oh, no! No. I don't want to hear about that, Maria. I don't want to be consistent at anything because that requires work and trade-offs. That sounds like I'm going to have to give up something. Let me tell you, folks, or let me tell you, okay? That's part of the journey. A lot of us sometimes get a lot of hype, get an idea and we want to go all about it. We get so excited. We start jumping up and down. And before we know, we kind of stop, right? Those kind of resolutions in the beginning of the year anyway. And John Maxwell says this really well. It is not how high you jump that determines your success. It's how straight you walk when you come down. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know it's a simple concept here, but it's really is so aligned with the conversation of health and wellness and fitness and obviously success in other departments in our life. But to me, as you know, there is no wealth without health because anything that you want to achieve, if you're not feeling well, you're not going to achieve at the same degree or the same period of time and so on and so on. So we can all be good at something once, maybe twice. But are we amazing all the time? And some people actually take these accomplishments, right, for life and it become almost like a lifestyle. You meet some folks and they're talking about stuff that happened 10 years ago. And you see actually the frustration and excitement and frustration when people talking about weight loss sometimes. They lost 30 pounds, they did this program, whatever, or they went into this crazy diet that was so restrictive, so on, so on. They lost 30 pounds. And then what happened? Well, gain all back and they don't understand why. And they keep trying different things. They try to apply the same strategy before and it doesn't work. And they're frustrated. That's one of the reasons they come to me. They don't know what else to do. Right? So I always ask, what have you done? What have you done good? What do you think that is a good habits that you have? What are habits that are not so healthy for you? Why is this important to you now to change? And what often I notice is the lack of consistency. People start something and they don't give enough time for that consistency, for that habit to build. It's not truly either rooted to their values or to their vision. Most people haven't thought about their values. They haven't thought about their vision. So the goals that they have, they're going to be based on, don't know, based on something they read on news, they look in the mirror only, or maybe some friend is doing, or maybe a freaking celebrity is doing. All of a sudden you're following the same crap. It's not yours. And don't you think that you're going to give up? Yes, you will. You're not going to have stamina to follow up some crap that somebody else designed for you. That's not you. The thing about consistency is that nobody gets an award for it. Actually, it requires work. Every day doing the same thing. Every day doing the same thing. And I say, oh, how cool is that? Right? But it's also what's going to get us to become excellent. And you know this. I don't have to tell you. I'm sure that you're gifted in something in your life, that you're great at something. You've accomplished something really well. Think about what did it take for you to accomplish that. It's always good to think about our accomplishments, right? It's kind of fulfilling, bring a smile in your face. And if you feel like you don't have any accomplishments, that's BS. You do. Maybe there is some blockage not allowing you to see it. Just saying, I'm not going to get into that topic right now. But this consistency really becomes a prerequisite to excellence. And I think in some way or another, all of us want to be excellent at something, right? Want to distinguish ourselves of something, want to be unique. We're all unique, but do we want to be uniquer? That's not a word I just created. The thing is, when we do whatever activity that we want on a daily basis, it becomes part of our life. And you do it for the right reasons. That is when things really, they become part of you. and you're not going to question. And you know that's because it's aligned with, like I said, your core value of you. And this consistency basically is going to kind of reinforce our vision and our values. And God, I say this all the time. It's just like a lot of people, they want to get into these goals and they establish these huge goals. And I said, no, we got to step back. Let's go back to step one. Oh, that's no. There's a lot of steps before that. And just like a baby who starts to walk. Do you think that this baby start to walk, immediately? No, there is actually, I did a little research because I wasn't sure how long. I don't have, I don't have a baby, never had one. And, but I do know that takes months. So Dr. Google says that between the onset of crawling and the onset of walking was approximately 4 months. 4 months. Now, the other thing is also takes a baby 17.4 falls a day per hour. Okay, 17.4 times they fall per hour. And I am saying right now, we all need to become babies again, especially when it comes to our health and wellness. We need to take that perspective. I'm going to fall, I'm going to get up, and I'm going to do it again over and over and over. We have as adults a lot of baggage, so we cannot compare ourselves to the babies or the kids. They don't have much to lose. We have experiences, we have failures, we have wins, we have, baggage, we have limiting beliefs. God knows the list goes on and on and on and on. So we have a perspective that those babies don't. But let's put this way, when we say, you know what, I'm going to embrace this as a new experience, I'm going to give my all, and that's okay. I'm going to fail forward because every time something goes wrong, I'm going to learn. I'm going to take a minute to learn from it. And have you heard about the rule of 5? Because this is really something I want to hear and feel it. Because when I heard the first time, I felt and hit me really hard. So this rule of 5, it's basically, imagine you got a tree in the backyard and you have an axe and you swing 5 times at that tree day after day. You swing 5 times, you put the wax down, go back, wake up in the morning, do the same thing. Eventually, what happens? The tree is going to freaking fall. It's going to fall. We all know this. You don't have to have high education, right? Now, how long is it going to take to fall? That depends. Depends if the tree is big or is small. This big tree might take years for you to do that. If it is smaller tree, it might take just a few months. But we do know that the tree is going to fall if we keep hitting what? The same freaking tree. Now, let's take this thing, just put that back into your mind over here. Think about your habits and the things you consistently, really? So we get bored with this tree. So what happens? We move on to the next tree. And we start doing the same hitting thing. Every day we go in there, 5 hits, 5 swings, And we know we got tired about that again. And we go over and over and over. We keep moving on from tree to tree to tree. Past, 3-5 years, we look back, what do we see? A bunch of trees with scars. So we live our lives filled, with scarred trees. And we wonder why sometimes we're not feeling successful. Have you thought about the habits you try to implement? Have you given the time that it deserves, the attention that it deserves to actually materialize? Have you thought this is not easy? It requires the consistency of doing every day. No matter what happens, you are doing it. So you put in that kind of work. And yes, the thing is that there is no award for the consistency. Nobody likes to talk it, but that's what's going to get us to be successful. And this is tough. This is tough. But I don't want to live my life and look back and look at all these trees full of scars, things that I started and didn't finish. And I have plenty of that. Look, I am an idea generator. The problem is that, all my ideas don't materialize for multiple reasons. But a lot of this is me. It's me. No, not putting the adequate effort and time and consistency. So I have a bracelet here, a wristband. I'm sorry, and it has my word for the year that I chose, and it says I am consistent. Because this discipline consistency has been going on for years, especially with my business since I started years ago. There's many things that I meant to start, got so excited, that hype that I mentioned earlier, that I did not accomplish. Then I have a necklace that says fruition. I believe from the bottom of my heart. And this is also, seen. Just look at the successful folks. They do it over and over daily. They have their message down. They have their habits down. They know what's valuable to them. They have a vision and they stay consistent. They have the accountability. They keep growing. They keep getting more knowledge. So they stay on the game. And that's what consistent is going to do for us. But nobody wants to be consistent on the wrong thing. So imagine that, let's say you might be on hitting that tree for a while now, but you're not getting results. Hold on, time out. Could you have the wrong tool? Have you asked that? Have you opened your mind to think that you might have the wrong tool? If I have a baseball bat and I try to hit that tree, and it's not going to get me anything but injured. I'm not going to get any results with that baseball bat. So the consistency here, has to be supplemented with the right tools, resources, priorities, and so on, right? So let's be consistent doing the right things. Otherwise, we're going to get the wrong results. Period. Now, all this that I'm saying requires what? Well, requires we make some trade-offs. Yes. What are these trade-offs? Well, we're basically giving up something of value for something of greater value. Now, how do we determine this greater value? What makes this up? Well, I'm going to go back. I'm a parrot. I repeat. Have you identified your values, your core values? Have you put a vision together? Have you implemented some of this core, started with one of your core habits because you have these goals, and this habit is aligned with these goals. Goals aligns with the vision aligned with the values. When we are fully connected, okay, with that, we are going to see the greater value. And that's what I want you to think about. So we give up stuff to make progress in other departments of our life. Personal, career, health, wellness, fitness, whatever that is. So are we willing to make these trade-offs? Are you ready to make the trade-offs? Because if you're not, then this is not the right time for you. And this is the right time for you to start reflecting then. And I want you to raise your hand right here if you want to, get some more energy in your life, want to lose some weight. Hey, maybe you want some more libido over here. That sex partner, you want to take advantage of it. Maybe you want to feel less irritable, have less cravings. You want to get rid of a chronic disease. You want to feel less exhausted. You want to have more fun. You want to feel stronger, get stronger, and fit. Raise your hand if any of this stuff speak to you. Now, I want to raise your hand if you want to give up stuff. We all want to get more and more and more, but we don't want to give up stuff. Ding, 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 ding. Reality check time. That's not going to happen. Okay. When we are young, we have little to give up. It is simple to let things go, right? We don't have a baggage. We don't have a lifestyle. We don't have possessions. We don't have beliefs, limitations, or we have some, but maybe not as many, right? We don't have families, whatever. We don't have society, more years of dictation on what we should be doing and so on and so on. So it's harder for us to make this trade-offs. And the more successful we are, the harder this trade-offs are going to be. There is more on the line. I made several trade-offs. I left a successful career in corporate finance. I was making 6 figures. I had financial stability, traveling the world, having amazing vacations. My reward there was I was producing for the company. And I love doing that. Until I believed that there was a greater reward for me. So my trade-off was reward. And the trade-off that I went into is to empower you. Empower you who are stressed out, maybe be a sugar and carb lover, who is kind of ready to embrace vitality, to maybe lose some weight, to bring that energy back, to get rid of diseases, whatever. I'm not here to treat or diagnose, but I'm here to help you to implement these habits, consistency, make the trade-offs that will get you there, by looking at nutrition, stress, sleep, exercise, mindset, all the stuff that is really important. So there's many trade-offs that I made countless, well, not countless, some big ones, big ones. We all have made some. But here's the thing. We don't make these big trade-offs all at once. I didn't think about, wake up one day and says, I'm going to leave corporate. No, that was months and months of decision and thoughts and anxiety of making this decision. It was extremely difficult to leave a paycheck, a very fat paycheck, for nothing. And I don't regret it because the reward that I get by helping people is amazing, So in simple terms, these trade-offs are going to force us to make choices. And this choice has got to be towards something that is really big and bigger than you. So I want you to dream big, right? Because nobody wants to give up comfort for something that we don't know what the result is, because that's what a trade-off. You're going to have to, start from zero, or you're going to start from the beginning. There is no payoff on this quite yet. The payoff is going to come after a while. So who wants that? Our lazy brain says, no, I don't need to do that. I'm comfortable right here. Well, what are you leaving out? Well, what are you missing out? What are you missing out by staying in that comfort zone? I think you're missing out a lot. And I don't know you, but I know you are missing out a lot. Are we always, going to go on and with these trade-offs? Is that forever? Well, it all depends on your values, your vision, your goals, what you want for life. And I truly believe that people stop making the trade-offs when we kind of lose perspective and vision. And there's multiple things that come and interfere. We have so much stress, from outside, especially. Just look at the pandemic, what happened. It shook a lot of us. But those who were consistently doing certain things that knew that was so core to their day, they continued to do it. They continued to do it because they knew that was part of their sanity. Oftentimes we get off track, and start making these trade-offs because we go after security. I'm not saying there is anything wrong about it. Okay? I'm just pointing out this happens. And whatever trade-offs we're making, we got to think about it. Is that aligned with my values? That's the question. Is that aligned with my vision? Is that impact any of that? So, as I wrap up this conversation about values and consistency and habits and all that, amazing things, I really would love you to kind of reflect on what do you really need to improve. Have you figured that out? Is that some choices that you got to improve? Is that some skills, abilities? What is it? Don't pick too many to improve. I mean, it's small, right? Because all this that I'm mentioning, if you just take the aspect of the tree, the rule of 5, and I'm calling rule of 5 for wellness now, and the trade-offs, everything has to be done in smaller version. We got to stay on it. Don't give up on it. Just make sure that you have the right tools. So, what do you need to improve? And then how do you need to improve? On a daily basis, I would say yes. How are you going to do it? It's got to be done daily. And until you get this thing daily, that is part of you, and you got this thing nailed, 80% of it, don't add something big to it. Be patient. But this one habit that you start with, that you're consistent with, can make a huge be significant in your life. And then the other thing is, why are you doing it? Why you want to improve? This why is what's going to keep you and I in the game. So goes from why that keeps you in the game. How you're going to do it? You're going to have to apply this every day, even if it's a little bit. And then what are you doing? So what kind of things are you doing to keep that flourishing and growing? Those are my thoughts for today. And if you're having any doubts, if any of this spoke deep to you, and you feel like a little stuck, or you feel like this is hard to do on your own, because it is hard. I have plenty of coaches in my life, and I have it. It's a necessity. We need the accountability. We need the guidance. We need somebody or a group of people to help us to get there, to keep us, looking at that finish line, to stay aligned. I would love to be part of your tribe. Just be ready to go. Just schedule a free call at bfabbu.com, and let's talk about it. I would love to help you build that plan and help you implement and celebrate every step of the way. So thank you for listening and for sharing this with other amazing people just like you. And if you listen this on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, leave a rating for us, because that really helps the show. So thanks again, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to the BFABU Made Simple podcast. Can you do me a favor? If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend and leave it a rating. It helps the podcast, and I really appreciate it. If you're wondering where to start, head over to my website, linked in the show notes, to sign up to receive encouragement, tips, and strategies to maximize results. While you're there, download a free health guide to get you started today. If you're looking for a coach and trainer to help you optimize your weight, body, and health, get on my calendar. Let's discuss your goals, establish a custom plan, implement it, and celebrate your results. Together, we can do this. Find the link to schedule a free energy audit strategy session also in the show notes. Connect with me on social media. I would love for you to let me know that you're listening to the show. Also, see the show notes for the links. In addition to a qualified healthcare practitioner, it's important that you have someone in your corner who is in for you and will help you to plan and stay on track implementing your goals. Are you ready? Let's rock and roll this boat. I will see you on the next episode of BFABU Made Simple. Just a reminder that this podcast is for educational purposes only. This podcast is not a substitute for health care by a doctor or other qualified medical professionals. This podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or other professional advice or services.